If there's one question I get asked by beginners the most in my DMs and emails and wherever else, it's what is the best business to start as a beginner right now? Listen, I'm biased. I want to say it's copywriting because I'm the copywriting guy and I made a bunch of money doing that. But it really does depend on your personality type. So in this video, I'm going to go through a bunch of personality types and assign business models to them. So if you hear yourself or see yourself, that might be a good fit for you. You can start making money right now. The reason this is important is because the biggest thing that stops people from getting results quickly is uncertainty. You could have been making money online months ago, but you've been sitting there thinking, which one's gonna be the best for me? Which is the one that's gonna get you results? They all work. It just depends on what you wanna do, all right? So just pick one and do it. This is the online business personality test that I wish I had 4 years ago so I could eliminate my procrastination and get to millionaire status way faster. All right, the first one, and these are in no particular order, just the first one I'm going with is the broke extrovert or like the class clown. All right, extroverts, please stand up. If you're really good at making small talk, conversations with strangers, you're a bit of a class clown in school, probably got in trouble for talking too much, and you're good at like debating and persuading people, this might be for you. The business model is high ticket sales. From what I've seen, it takes 30 to 60 days to get your first dollar in because salespeople get paid after the service is done. Like they get paid their commission at the end of the month. So even if you get a client today, it's still gonna take you 30 days for you to get paid. This requires, I got a list here, high charisma, native English or extremely fluent, hardcore grind set, willingness to work long hours, high conscientiousness, a lot of personality, and being willing to take orders and listen. The reason for this is because as good of a model high ticket sales is, you still kind of have a job. You're answering to the offer owner, which is the entrepreneur you're working with, or a sales manager, and you're usually kind of taking orders from them. So if you can do that and you're willing to just put your head down and go nuts, you're going to make a lot of money. From what I've seen, the average take-home income is between 10 and 15 grand a month. And the upper echelon, if you're really, really good, is like 30 to 40K a month. The number one best closer I know right now makes about $40,000 a month just from closing. He makes some other money doing other stuff, but from closing alone, 40 grand a month. I'm not a high-ticket closer, so I'm not gonna explain the whole thing to you, but basically how it works is a business owner is selling something that's kind of expensive, right? Usually over $3,000. Most people are not gonna just buy a thing for $3,000 off rip. They need to talk to someone first. And so you hire a closer who's gonna basically get you over the line and sell you on the thing. And then they make a commission of the sale once it's closed. So if someone pays $3,000, you're usually gonna get like 300. And if you're taking 10 calls a day, you're closing 30%, maybe you're making 900 bucks a day, might be cool. Obviously that's rare, but you can do that. Now, because this is a beginner business model, it's not gonna make you $1 million right away, but the path to millions is you can start a sales management agency. You can be a one-to-many sales trainer. So like Luke Alexander, Andy Elliott, Dan Henry, Cole Gordon, guys like that. You can go to work in a startup and do enterprise sales and take equity. That will definitely make you millions. And from what I've seen, the best influencer to learn from more about this is Trey and Caden, good friends of mine. They helped me out a ton with sales stuff, and they have a program called Remote Closer Mastery. All right, next personality type. If you're a kind of good-looking individual who spends a lot of time on TikTok and also a little bit lazy. So maybe you have a TikTok account, you make TikTok sometimes, you spend most of your day on there, kind of like I do. And maybe sometimes you get compliments in your looks, maybe. You could be what's called a freelance content creator. Generally takes 10 to 30 days to get your first dollar in. It requires an intermediate understanding of viral content, fluent English, and patience to test video styles, also personality and humor. Your average take-home income will probably be 3 to 8 grand a month, and the upper echelon, if you're good, is around 15 to 20K a month. So what this is you're working directly with e-commerce brands to make TikTok content for them. And these videos don't necessarily have to have your face in them, but usually they do. It's usually just videos that are meant to go viral, talking about the product, so that you can basically have an ad on TikTok that's running views organically. This is a video from Tabs Chocolate that got like millions of views that probably sold a bunch of products for this company, and it was just made by a freelance creator. These creators usually make money on a flat fee plus a percentage of sales driven from the product. So if they make Tabs $100,000, they could get anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000. Hands down, best influencer to learn from is my boy Jimmy Farley, homie. He's got a thing called Creators Corner. He crushes. Next personality. This is the more introverted, chill individual that likes to lock in at coffee shops or even in bed. You probably enjoy being left alone to do some deep work. You probably have like an array of weird interests that most people don't understand. You probably kind of enjoyed writing when you were in school. This business model for you is called freelance copywriting. So it should take you about 10 to 30 days to get your first dollar in. And this is a little bit quicker now because you're getting paid up front as a freelance copywriter. You're not waiting for the month to end before you get paid. You're getting paid on day one. It requires a B- level writing ability, native English or extremely fluent, patience, a bit of personality, and being good at self-management, sort of like being a self-starter, you're self-motivated. You don't need need to, have a boss to tell you kind of what to do. Average take-home income around 6 to 12K a month, and upper echelon, if you're good, could be up to 40 to 50K a month. And I normally wouldn't make it that high, but there is a ton of proof that people are doing this. I was one of them. I have videos on my channel about other people who have done that. So it is a thing. All freelance copywriting is writing marketing copy or sales copy for businesses. It could be in the form of emails or websites or ads or anything. Just writing words that are going to make them money. The reason you're getting paid from this is because you're writing words in a way for these businesses that sounds so good that people want to buy their product. You're just writing it like a salesperson. It's sales in print. And the comp structure is usually around 2 to 3K a month. It's a retainer, right? So you don't really have to charge performance. That's less common. What I usually see is people just charging a flat rate, 2 to 3K a month for a set of deliverables. So it could be 3 emails a week plus ads plus a website. Doesn't matter. You pick that. So the path to millions for this is start a marketing agency. So that's what I did after I was kind of over copywriting. I started an email marketing agency and it did very well. You could do a faceless affiliate marketing, which is like basically selling prostate pills on Facebook and just like making a bunch of money doing that. Or you could sell info products. I know a lot of copywriters that do this. They just, find a course or something to sell. My friend Ben Bader crushes as a copywriter selling info products. He's got courses and stuff like that. He helps people sell and he makes a bunch of money doing that. Best influencer to learn from. Me. Nobody gets the results I get with my students. I'm the only one. All my students are up in the stratosphere. So click the link in the description. I might have something for you. All right, this next personality has a couple of options. If you were a hustler when you were a kid, selling something, maybe you were selling candy at school, you had a lemonade stand, maybe you were standing out begging for money outside the liquor store, selling beans, selling marbles, selling whey, selling maybe frankincense, gold, and or myrrh, maybe selling Cutco knives out the back of your mom's minivan. You always had a little cash laying around to buy stuff that you could sell to other people. You're good at flipping money where like you're just trying to buy $1 for 50 cents. There's personality type. You've got some options. If you have at least $3,000 and little to no business experience, you should be doing Amazon OA. Forgive me in advance because I don't know a ton about this, but I know it's an option through a couple of my close friends. I'll tell you who to listen to at the end. So 10 to 20 days to get your first dollar in. It requires an understanding of price economics. You need a few hours a day to source products, a few more hours a day to package your products, and a few more hours a day to check your pricing on Amazon. Average take home, 5 to 10K a month. Upper echelon, if you're good, 20 to 25K a month. By the way, I'm talking profit here. This is very different. Usually the margins on Amazon are like, if you make 100K, you keep 10, hopefully, because you have to pay for the product, you have to pay for shipping, you have to, give Amazon their fees. You're usually not charging that much more than the product's actually worth. The way this works, according to Flips for Miles, is you go to the grocery store and you buy cereal at Walmart and you can sell it on Amazon for another few more dollars. You can sell Lego, you can sell dog food, you can sell underwear. You basically just find stuff in real life that's like kind of cheap or priced really cheap and then sell it on Amazon for a little bit more. And obviously people prefer to buy on Amazon because it's way faster and way more convenient, so they might not mind paying a little bit more. Listen, I don't even know, bro. The path to millions, pivot to wholesaling or start private label. Like I said, the best influencer to learn from is Flips for Miles. I don't even want to recommend anybody else. He's just like the best ever. He's also the nicest dude of all time, and he's very active on Instagram. Okay, if you have at least $10,000 and little to no business experience, you can do Amazon wholesaling. So it's different from OA because instead of selling one product at a time, you're buying in bulk and then just selling on Amazon. It takes a little bit longer. It takes 30 to 40 days to get your first dollar in. It requires an understanding of price economics and supply chains, a few hours a day to talk to suppliers, and capital to scale. Your average take-home income will probably be around 10 to 20K a month is what I've seen. And your upper echelon, if you're good, is 50 to 80K a month, but I've seen higher. The way I understand Amazon wholesaling is you find suppliers for brands that people already know of. You basically ask how to, sell their stuff in bulk on Amazon and just do all the selling for them so they don't have to. And then, you just basically drop ship thousands of orders and pay for it up front. That's why you need a little bit more capital, but I think your margins are better and you can technically make more money. The path to millions is start private label, switch to traditional brand, or do info products. The best influencer to learn from is KT Hustles. Definitely hit him up if you want him to clarify whatever the fuck I just said, because I might be completely wrong, but KT's the homie. Hit him up. All right, last one here for the capital flippers. If you have at least $10,000 and some business experience, you should do traditional e-com. Can typically take 30 to 60 days to get your first dollar in, but I've seen it take even longer, like months. Requires an understanding of price economics, supply chains, media buying, email marketing, influencer marketing, organic content, and willingness and means to reinvest capital month over month without taking a big salary. The average take-home income is probably going to be around 5 to 10K a month profit. The upper echelon, if you're good, 40 to 70K a month. So cash flow is complicated with e-commerce because it's a lot different from like a service business where it's like you just get paid and all the money's profit. You don't even really know what your profit's going to be because you have to scale. So like you might want to reinvest money back into, more inventory or ads or whatever. So there might be months where you make $0 at all. You know what e-commerce is. You know that it's basically like you either drop ship a product, or what I'm talking about here is you start your own product and you sell it on Shopify for money. You run ads, you're doing TikTok, you're doing all kinds of ways to get customers, but it's traditional e-commerce. You know what it is. This may sound like a shitty option, but the reason I included it is because this is like a real business. This is like something you could actually do and sell for millions of dollars. So the path to millions is to sell the brand, which I have a couple of friends who have done that. Some guys who are older than me have sold brands for like 30, 60, $100 million. So these guys are rich now. Or you could do info products, which is what a lot of people do, where it's like once you get really good at e-commerce dropshipping, you just teach other people how to do it, which is totally fine. Best influencer to learn from, Chris Mead, homie of mine, has grown multiple brands to 8 figures, and he's super smart. He's got a product. You should check it out. All right. That wraps it. Those are all the business models that I think you should try. I think they're all good. I hope I wasn't too biased towards copywriting, even though I am. And if you are that type, you want to learn copywriting, remember there's a thing in the description that you should click on so you can learn more about it. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, whatever.